Imagine a world where your entire city could fit inside the body of a single animal. Forests tremble as footsteps echo like distant thunder. Rivers change their course when a giant decides to drink. This was the world of the Jurassic giants, the long-necked sauropods, and the predators that dared to hunt them. In this video, we'll travel back over 150 million years into a planet ruled by necks as long as buses and jaws filled with dagger-like teeth. How did these giants grow so huge? How did they survive? And what kind of predators were brave enough to attack them? Let's step into the age of Jurassic titans. Before we meet the giants, we need to understand their world. The Jurassic period lasted roughly from 201 to 145 million years ago, a time when the supercontinent Pangaea was breaking apart, creating new coastlines, climates, and ecosystems. Warm temperatures, lush forests, and rich plant life turned many regions into perfect buffets for plant-eating dinosaurs. Where there is plenty of food, there is room for bodies to grow bigger, necks to stretch longer, and predators to evolve sharper teeth. In this green, humid world, sauropods rose to power, and with them came the hunters that tried to bring them down. What is sauropods? Sauropods were the ultimate long-necked plant eaters. They had tiny heads, extremely long necks, massive barrel-shaped bodies, and powerful tails that could work almost like whips. Some species reached lengths of more than 30 meters, longer than a Boeing 737, and weighed over 50 tons, more than several African elephants combined. Walking slowly but steadily, they moved in herds, stripping leaves from tall trees and sweeping low vegetation in huge quantities. They were not built for speed, but for size and endurance. Stars of the Jurassic: Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, etc. Different sauropods ruled different regions. Brachiosaurus, with its front legs longer than the back ones, stood like a giraffe on steroids, reaching high into the canopy for leaves. Diplodocus had an extremely long whip-like tail and a more horizontal neck, living closer to the ground and sweeping wide areas of plants. Some, like Apatosaurus, were built low and heavy, while others were lighter and more graceful, but all shared the same basic blueprint: grow big, eat big, and stay alive by being too massive to kill easily. How did they get so huge? Becoming a giant is not easy. Sauropods had special adaptations that helped them reach enormous sizes. Their neck vertebrae were filled with air spaces, making them lighter while still strong, like nature's own lightweight engineering. Their bones and joints were arranged to support huge weight with minimum energy. They laid many eggs instead of investing in a few large babies, ensuring at least some survived to adulthood. And with abundant plants around them, they could keep eating almost constantly, fueling their gigantic bodies. Being huge also protected them. A full-grown sauropod was a terrifying challenge, even for the strongest predator. Allosaurus and other hunters. Where there are giants, there are hunters. In the Jurassic, one of the most famous predators was Allosaurus, a large theropod with strong legs, sharp claws, and a mouth full of serrated teeth. Allosaurus was smaller than later giants like T-Rex, but still deadly, reaching around 8 to 10 meters in length. Other predators, like Ceratosaurus, shared the landscape, each using different strategies to hunt. These carnivores were probably more interested in weak, young, or injured sauropods than in healthy adults, but even a single successful attack could feed them for days. Hunting strategies against giants. Hunting a giant is very different from hunting a small animal. Instead of quick ambushes, predators may have used hit-and-run tactics, attacking from the sides and targeting soft spots like the neck, tail, or legs. Some scientists think they might have hunted in groups, testing the herd and looking for one animal that slowed down or stumbled. The goal was not always to kill instantly, but to cause enough damage that the sauropod weakened over time. Eventually, exhaustion, blood loss, or a broken limb could turn a walking mountain into a meal. Sauropod defense. More than just running. Sauropods were not helpless victims. A single kick from a sauropod's massive leg could break bones. Their tails, especially in species with whip-like ends, may have been powerful defensive weapons, capable of delivering painful strikes. In a herd, dozens of legs and tails created a dangerous zone that any predator had to respect. And sometimes, just being too big, too strong, and too calm was the best defense of all. Size alone did not keep sauropods safe. Many of them lived in groups, moving together like slow-motion trains across the landscape. In a herd, the smallest individuals stayed more protected inside, while larger adults acted like living walls. They may have migrated when food ran low, following rivers and seasonal rains. A typical day was simple but intense. Walk walk, eat, drink, and stay alert for trouble, especially from hungry predators watching from a distance. The Jurassic giants did not disappear overnight. Over millions of years, climates changed, sea levels rose and fell, and new species evolved. By the end of the Jurassic, some sauropods declined while new ones appeared in the Cretaceous, sharing the world with different predators. Much later, a combination of volcanic activity, changing environments, and a massive asteroid impact wiped out non-avian dinosaurs entirely. The age of sauropods and their huge hunters ended, but their fossils still tell the story of how big life can become when the conditions are right. Today, we meet these giants in museums, textbooks, documentaries, and in our imagination. Their bones look silent, but their story is loud. Life can grow to unbelievable sizes, adapt in genius ways, and dominate whole ecosystems. Sauropods and their predators remind us that our planet has hosted worlds very different from the one we see now. If you enjoyed this journey into the age of Jurassic giants, tell me in the comments which dinosaur you want to see next, and whether you'd dare to stand next to a Brachiosaurus if it were alive today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into ancient mysteries and cosmic stories.